Hello, we're here and we're going to do a bit of an unboxing of this new Warlord Games bolt action starter set, Island Assault, which promises bargains galore inside. So have a look at the back there, and then we'll go to our trusty overhead cam.
You've managed to get in focus as well.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Magnificent. So this is obviously not the first starter set that Warlord have done. They tend to kind of put various existing kits together and maybe throw in a few.
Can we call it a restarter set? If it's
a
restarter set if it's the second or third, if not more.
I mean, if you want to add complications to the unboxing, for sure. But obviously, you don't have to just be starting bolt action to use it. It is great for a new player because it's got the core rules in and it's got all the extra bits. But also, if you want to switch theatres and like you obviously play bolt action a lot, but
primarily European theatre.
Yeah.
It's so I've got British Commando Force for mid to late war, and I've got French early war period.
Yeah, so you could switch to this. This might be good for you. You'll probably snaffle it. Or if you just want to bolster your army for the Pacific and stuff. So. Yeah, we'll take a look at it, we'll start unboxing it and see what's inside.
I have to say my first impressions, it looks like a fantastic box. I'm really quite impressed with it.
Yeah.
And so, as you can see, the box art itself, it's perfect for it. Sets a scene on the island assaults during the Pacific campaign, and yeah, it's your kind of standard that you get from Warlord. Yeah, it hits a spot for that one.
Yeah, chunky box, and looks like it's got some good stuff in it. So we'll get the lid off. Okay. So first up, we've got a kind of Island Assault
campaign
thing.
Yeah.
I think it might just be the history potentially. Yeah, it looks like, because obviously the book that's included.
Fantastic, tells you what troops you've got in there.
Yeah, so there's no specific book in here for Pacific or island hopping stuff. So, but this is good. It's got details on painting all the models.
Does have some rules in there for the miniatures as well. So let's have a look.
This is just like your basic getting started guide. I think it's similar to the other stuff in the starter sets.
Okay, wonderful.
Oh, and there's a play sheet.
And a reference sheet, always helpful.
We've got
a card ruler.
Card ruler.
Hopefully it's to the right scale. I've played with some of those before when they're not accurate.
Play
always
sheet again. The mini rules.
I love rulebooks in this of this size.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to carry around with you. As good as the hardback versions are, having it in this size, yeah, it's always quite helpful.
It's always a bit of a debate as to whether this is too small, and because you can't lay it open on the tabletop. But I personally quite like these too.
I'm a big fan of it in this size.
A little bit above pocket size, but dead easy to take with you if you're going to a gaming club. So there's that, and then bubble wrap. Do you want to
let's have a rummage in here?
While
what have we got?
Show some other stuff. So we've got some smoke and fiery bits.
Here we go. So we've got a pillbox there.
Okay, yeah. So I think this is exclusive to the set, isn't it?
Oh, wonderful.
So that's resin caster, is it?
Is it resin? Yeah.
Yeah.
So a good amount of detail held on there.
Yep. It's got some ferns and stuff across the top.
Nice texture. Be easy about to paint that with a quick dry brush and a wash.
Yep, for sure.
Nice addition to your battlefield.
And I guess there's some spider holes in there as
well,
right? So obviously the Japanese can get dug in on their island defences. So.
Wonderful. Another bit of foliage there hiding the hidden Japanese.
It's very little. You can see the gun coming out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a rifle popping out there. And this one, it's an empty one. It's actually a foxhole, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's cool. Okay. And then we're on to, this is the half track, I think.
Oh, this is the half track. So.
Yeah, so there's like vehicles for the US and the Japanese in the kit.
Really like this frame. It looks nice and detail on there. Quite complicated. Quite a few parts that are required to put together.
Yeah, it's not like a starter set for a total newbie, I guess.
You need to be at least reasonable with putting your bits together on this instance. I mean, the one thing which we are surprised at is that the vehicle itself isn't more suited to the actual Pacific conflict.
Yeah.
I think having an amphibious vehicle as opposed to the half track would have probably fit.
Could have been
just
good.
a bit more. Yeah.
Maybe, but I mean, it's still a cool
It's still a great vehicle. I'm not to take away anything from the actual kit itself.
Yeah, it would be good to have some amphibious, but I guess they would bring the troops from the beaches once a beachhead had been made and stuff. So useful.
And useful for the troops as well.
Yeah.
Not foot slogging everywhere.
Yeah. Got the bases.
Always good to have bases.
It helps your figures stand up straight.
It does help your figures stand up. So these are Japanese frames. As you can see, there's quite a lot going on in each one of these.
So there's 6 figures on a frame, and you get 4 frames, so that's 24 figures.
Good mathematics there.
Yeah,
quite
that's
impressed.
just less than you get in a standard box set. I think
is
you
it
get 30 usually.
Yeah.
But you get all the weapon options. Nothing new here, as we said. It's all...
My favourite, obviously the anti-tank mine on a stick.
The boomstick.
The boomstick, yeah.
Yeah, they're really good figures though, the Japanese.
Yeah, we've got the musician, assortment of, so I believe that's the light machine gun. There's a heavy machine gun as well, I believe, included on the set. Right. So that's the light machine gun, that's the heavy machine gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
Cool. Yeah, so they're kind of what you'd expect, tumbling everywhere. Still tumbling,
Japanese falling everywhere.
like a Japanese
Kamikaze.
waterfall. Just dump them over there. So, and then you've got the US Marines as well. Similar to the Japanese, you've got 4 frames, each with 6 sets on. I'm very
multiple heads on each one, so a bit of variety there.
Yeah, these were the ones that were actually free with an issue of Wargames Illustrated a while back that I did some stuff beach landing with them, so I'm very familiar with these. And they're really good figures, lots of posing possibilities, lots of different weapon options. So that's very cool. And would be a good start to any army or a good addition.
I particularly like this the individual's head there with the injured eye.
Yes.
I'm always a fan of miniatures with a bit more character.
Yeah, well, I mean, injuries obviously were pretty common in the Pacific and the island.
Injuries,
unfortunately,
and death.
Fairly brutal conflict.
And finally, amongst the major sprues, we have here the Type 97 Chiha Japanese medium tank, which was the, I believe, the most produced tank of the war by the Japanese.
Yeah, so I guess it makes a bit more sense to have some heavier tanks for the Japanese than those light American vehicles.
Still quite light as far as tanks go.
Yeah.
I think it could travel up to a maximum of 24 miles per hour, which isn't blindingly fast, but pretty decent when you're driving around an island.
Don't have that far to go on most of these islands either. They're all quite tight and small for the most part. And then just an extra weapons frame.
For the US, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So some more options.
Always good to have more options.
Yeah, a bit of equipment on there as well. This isn't going to be anything new to existing bolt action players. These are basically bread and butter of your armies, but some
templates,
pin tokens and stuff. So they're good.
Can never have enough of those.
Hopefully not. You want to be dishing them out on your opponents. I mean, again, this is stuff that you might already have. So we'll do a bit of a roundup of the costings
spare
of
two
these.
popped in a separate bag there. Interesting.
So you got your order stuff there. And what else have we got? Some more bases.
So these will be for your infantry, obviously, when they're laid prone.
Yep. Yep, and we got the templates and stuff. So there's that.
Big fan of this template for working out whether or not something's been hit by explosives. It makes so much more sense to have it adjoined as opposed to previous companies which have 2 different markers.
Yeah, and then just different statuses and things for your units. So that's that. And then we're on to the bits that you probably forget about at the bottom. Decals.
Decals, yeah. Always enjoy putting those on.
I never put them on.
I'm sure I'll get around at some point to doing a tutorial on how to put decals on effectively, making them a little weathered, and we'll seal them in.
Yeah, so you got 2 different variants on that one for the tank, for the Japanese, and then just the half track, the M3 there. And then it's all your build instructions, flags.
Flags.
Yeah,
essential flags. So these will fix onto the rifle barrels on some of the Japanese soldiers. And
basic build instructions. So everything you need in a box.
Literally everything you need for a game. Other than a table.
I was going to say tabletop, possibly a few more troops. I don't know exactly what the points cost of this will add up to, but it's pretty good actually.
I reckon you could probably eke out 400 points.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's clear that away and try and work out money. All right, so let's add these up. We've got the
tank. We've got the tank.
That is £22.50 or $32.
Wonderful.
There's 4 of those frames.
So these US Marines?
So yeah, so the box set for them normally is what, 33 quid. So, but that has more frames in. So we'll say about 30 just to round it up. So that's those. Yep. Same with the Japanese. Same price. Yep. So about 30 again, or $38. And then
the half track.
That's £19 or $27. Yep.
We've got the rulebook there as well.
The mini rulebook, which I don't actually remember how much that is, but we'll try and add it on screen. And then you've got the odds and ends that are extra, like these are exclusive to the set, I think. And then you got your templates. Yep. So
your dice.
Yep, dice as well, which you've probably already got, and your pins.
Again, you can never have too many dice, never too many pins.
Never.
Never.
So yeah, a pretty good set, pretty good value. If you like your templates as much as
I do,
Mark does, you just need that really, and you're happy. Cool. So that was Island Assault from Warlord Games. Really good value. Save yourself some pennies, or a great way to get started. And now I'll pass that to you to get on within your hobby sessions.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm sure I'll.
Don't be too impressed. The box is empty. It's you don't.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
To be fair, I've got so much gubbins going on there at the moment. I probably could do with an empty box.
You don't need anything else.
No.
We'll have fun with that.
Thanks.
Make it into a building soon.
This video has been brought to you by WI Prime, Wargames Illustrated magazine's online members club. View more videos or find out more about WI Prime by following these links.